It's crunch time, not in Studio B. We're in Forterra Stadium. I mean, first of all, I love the views. I mean, the weather is beautiful outside. The wind is blowing a little bit, but it feels good outside, y'all. How y'all feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling great as well. Like you said, Dylan, the views, it's a perfect day, the sunshine.
Yep. So, Dylan Walton, Ashley Roberts, the triple OG, first time on the set, and you got the best first time ever, bro. You got on the field. Jeremy Days, how you feeling? Like our first episode, just tell me how you feeling about finally being on the cam.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Usually I'll be in front of the cam, but when I do, I try to make the best of it.
Yeah, you usually on the ones and twos.
Yeah.
So, if y'all seen the past episodes, shout out to Jeremy on the ones and twos, getting us right, because without Jeremy, we probably won't have an episode if you want me to be 100% real.
Nah,
so,
you gotta say all that now.
shout out to Jeremy.
Appreciate
I really
it.
appreciate it. But guys, it was the break. We had a good break, much needed break. I know I needed it. I was exhausted. I think I was pushed to my end, but I'm glad that I got to feel that feeling because spring break came. I enjoyed mine. I slept the whole break. So how was y'all spring? Well, I know how your spring break was. So we'll let Jeremy go first because Ashley probably going to be a little long-winded with her spring break. So what you got, Jeremy?
Well, I definitely needed that spring break, so I stayed home. I wish I would have went home I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so I wish I went home to see my family, but I was like, nah, I'll stay, sleep on the couch, sleep in the bed the whole spring break. And I did my schoolwork as well, but
We're not here to talk about schoolwork.
It was a well-rested spring break.
That's what's
good.
up. Okay, I'm gonna preface yours first, okay?
Okay.
Miss Travel the World, Miss London, Miss Scenery, Miss Vibes, Miss Walk the Streets. Run us down how London went.
So over the spring break, I went to London. Miss Dr. Tracy Nichols, she teaches a class, organizational communication, and it was 9 of us total, including herself. And we went to London for some service learning opportunities, and it was just honestly wonderful over the spring break. It was great. We partnered with 2 organizations. One was called Little Village. The other was called the Calthorpe Community Garden, and just, what they were doing in London to kind of help support the surrounding community in the area and people who really needed it. It was honestly a blessing, and it was just so great to, be on the ground doing hands-on work to benefit others. It was just a great experience. So.
Yeah, she still ain't stopped talking about London in every which right. So I'm not gonna say it's a top place because it's a lot of places in this world, but it's definitely a beautiful place to go see.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you got to experience it. So me and Jeremy, I heard we next for the London trip. I don't know how true that is, but we gotta check the rumor sheet.
Hey, I got my passport. I just renewed it 2 years ago, so yeah, I'm ready.
Hey.
I'm on the no-fly list until I get my ID fixed. Quickly, we're going to go into some news before we go into a little bit of hockey, I know which is different, and baseball and softball. So we're going to start off with the Govs Give, right? So the Govs Give has just dropped, and it's about supporting the student athletes. They have all of their merch, jerseys, pants, hats. I know baseball and softball have gloves, the mitts. They have just about the shades. They have everything to give. And if you penny pinching, maybe donate something else, because some of them uniforms I seen, especially for softball, I seen some was like $800 or something like that.
Wow.
And maybe that's for the the donors or something like that. But if you definitely want to give to the Govs Give, by all means support student athletes, because the more we pour into them, the better that they play, because they don't have to worry about anything off the court, off the field. So I think that's good. What y'all getting from the Govs Give? I heard you getting an $800 uniform, Jeremy.
No, I can use a.
Can we share that?
Yeah, you definitely share it. I can use one of those old school basketball jerseys.
No, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
Remember, Gibson used to play for Austin Peay back then.
yeah.
I'd take one of those.
Okay. What you giving, Ash? What
Maybe
you donating?
maybe like a shoot around shirt, warm up.
Okay.
Something like that.
The white, black, gray, red?
Probably black.
Black. I like the gray jerseys. I wish, if those were up for sale, I'm not sure. Right now, I've only seen the white and the red options.
Mm-hmm.
But if the gray is available, shout out to Discover Credit Card, because they will be seeing me if the gray uniforms are available. I don't have a credit limit. Shout out to my mother for having good credit. Love you, Mom. So if they got them great ones for sale, I definitely will be swiping that one. Next for news. So if you're a comm student and you're watching this or you're at the house, unfortunately, you missed out because we had a beat Barry bracket. If anybody knows Barry Gresham, he is college basketball, men's college basketball guru. That is what he eats, sleeps, and breathes. And he decided to put on the challenge to really compete with us to see if the comm students know more about men's college basketball than he does. I'm particularly well-versed in the women's side of things, but I know a little 1-2 about the men's side of things. So I think my bracket is already bust because I think BYU beat VCU last night, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I'm already kind of busted out, but I think my wins will total up on the long run. I don't know. We was talking about it a little earlier. Did you join or?
No, I didn't join, but I did talk to Barry the other day, and I asked him about the Lipscomb and Iowa State game, and he was like, "One and done." I was like,
"Hey, for you to be a governor, man, you sure do be rolling with them bison a little lot, man. What's the word?
It's not that. It's just, you know.
Oh, now you stuttering. See,
No,
culprit. It's the culprit. I'm telling y'all, ladies and gentlemen, culprit. Watch him out on the street.
I mean, I support the girls, but, you know, Lipscomb, I did a little work with them in the past. So
financial
understandable.
Success. I ain't mad at it. Ashley, what you got?
So no, my bracket is not in there
She's
either.
cooked.
But like you said, Dylan, you know, we're kind of keeping up with the women's side of things. You know, obviously you have the ASUN tournament champions FGCU going up against Oklahoma. When is that? Tomorrow?
It's tomorrow, 1:30.
Yeah.
Let's go Sooners.
Yeah, so I'll be looking at that. I'm not for sure who. Well, I mean, a lot of people probably think Oklahoma's gonna.
Yeah, they got a good
know.
chance.
But I think FGCU, they working with some things. I
Yeah.
think they could be good.
let me ask you this. I mean, we know that the Govs women and men's side is not in the tournament. I mean, are we supporting more of the ASUN, or are we just picking?
I'm not supporting Florida Gulf. I'm not lying. I'm not supporting them none whatsoever. Maybe in another sport, women's basketball, I'm still thinking about that 40-point L.
So let me ask you this. How far you think they'll go in the tournament?
I hope they one and done. I hope
One
they
and
get
done?
gone tomorrow night and they back in their beds by Sunday morning.
I
eat brunch.
personally would like to see them go a little further. But that's just
Yeah.
because I just want to see, you know, I feel like it'd be an interesting matchup. You know, they did give us a smackdown, unfortunately. So
A few years in a row.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, Oklahoma and FGCU have played 3 times out of the last 5 years in the first round of the Women's March Madness bracket. But speaking of FGCU, a quick recap of women's basketball. Yes, you heard it here first. We lost by 40. Specifically, 82-48 was the score. Very tough going for the Govs in the ASUN tournament. Lost in the second round. But that's what you expect, honestly, from the number 1 team in the ASUN for the last. I mean, I'm 23 years old, so they've probably been controlling the ASUN since I was in the middle school. So,
Well, it's been since 2016. Last time I checked, they was 9 straight.
9 straight.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
2016. Oh my God, that's crazy. I got to think about. That was so long ago. Oh my goodness. I just had a reflection moment. I almost shed a tear. But they beat West Georgia in the first round in the play-in. That was a very good game from both teams, but ultimately Austin Peay got their first win against West Georgia. But just in a quick turnaround, 24 hours, they unfortunately got blown to smithereens. But
It's okay.
in other news, the men's have 2 transfers coming in from Division II level. I want to give you their names real quick. So we have a senior forward, Colin Parker. He's a NAIA star. He averaged 22 points and 10 rebounds from Columbia College. And then we have a Creighton transfer.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, no. His name is Creighton. I thought they said he's from
okay.
Creighton.
I'm about to say, hold
Yeah,
on.
I misread. I've been saying we legit. His name is Creighton Morsch. He's from a D2 school that they did not list. Sean Paul posted that tweet a few days ago. So the men's got some transfers, some size, some versatility, some shooting to combat with the big boy from Lipscomb, even though I know he's going to the draft. He's draft eligible. So good to see that we working in the portal because the portal has changed the landscape of collegiate sports. So,
And I don't know if I mentioned this to you or mentioned somebody, but I felt like Austin Peay does need size because not only, well, you said BO is eligible is done, but you still got Turner at North Alabama.
Yeah.
He's been a problem. So we need somebody to, to defend him. And I'm pretty sure there's you still got the big man in Central Arkansas, the
Yep.
freshman, 6'10". So yeah, we do need some size here at Austin Peay.
Bad. Say he was good, but he was limited with his vertical ability. So I mean, I'm just saying, he was a big guy.
When Saywood first got here, he was playing one way, and then I came to another game, and he looked like a completely different player. But that was also last season, the season before this one that just ended.
Yeah.
But he was injured a little bit, wasn't he?
Man, I never.
Yeah, he had an ankle injury.
I never know, man.
Yeah,
I don't
think
want
it
to
was
get into the
injury.
politics of the game, man. I'm trying to stay on the camera, man. If I get into the politics, they might put me somewhere. Might put me in the basement of the Dun or something. I never know. But we're gonna go a little different.
Okay.
We got through the portal, Govs give. We talked about women's basketball and men's. But hockey, I don't think we've ever talked about hockey on the Crunch Time. And if you're a fan at home, you've seen the broadcast on the TV all season long. We've broadcasted just about just about every home hockey game for the club hockey team here at Austin Peay.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to us, first of all, for putting on those productions. Those are hard work. Shout out to Steve, Dave Ellison, everybody. Isaiah, he TD'd the last game, so shout out to them.
Did a great job.
He did a great job for the first time on the ones and twos. DJ Zay, I hear you in the truck, my guy. But yeah, hockey games are really amazing. I've never been a part of a hockey broadcast at all. I've never even been to a hockey game before I started working here. So it's actually a great, different set of tools we get to use and get to learn. But they went 1-1 in their weekend series against Georgia Southern. Both games was kind of very obscure, much I say. First game we had a stoppage. It was very physical. I want to say the guy got hit in the neck with a stick.
So I thought it was a puck, but now y'all saying it's a stick?
Yeah, I seen somebody reported it. They had like a Govs ice hockey report, and they reported it, say he got hit in the neck by a stick. It was like a 30 minute delay. He had to get stretchered out, so prayers to that player for Georgia Southern. Hope he is doing all right. Hope everything is going his way and for a speedy recovery. But the game of hockey is physical. It is extremely physical. We see hits all the time, and even you can hear Ashley sometimes, ooh, ooh. So it's just glad to see that even though we're locked in and working, we can still enjoy a good game of hockey.
So, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say I'm always so surprised to see the amount of support that they have at the F&B Bank Arena. The Govs, the fans, they go crazy. You always see President Licari, he's right there on the side. So that's always just really nice atmosphere to be a part of. So
before I get into the girls hockey, yesterday somebody mentioned, not going to say who it is on air, but saying that hockey is more contact and physical than football.
Oh.
What is y'all take on that?
I think so. I mean, it's not only are you getting hit. Like football players get hit. Yes, it's turf. And Isaiah, no disrespect to you, brother. I know you listening. Both ears hind up. I know you ready. But what I'm saying is,
he heard it yesterday too.
Yeah,
he was with me.
I'm just saying, ice is a little bit harder than grass. Now turf, I know is a little different.
Skate, but yeah.
But then you got the skates. People's necks have been sliced open.
I was going to say the blades.
puck.
But I feel that the person who said it, he's a hockey guy, saying that it's the most physical contact. And
What you think? You think it's football? Put in the comment section what you think.
Yeah.
Football or hockey?
Well, see,
is more violent?
the skates, the ice skating, that plays a role too.
Yeah.
You get knocked off your skates.
It's over with.
You hit the ice. Yeah. The grass is a little bit more soft. I can see that, but man, he had me thinking about that. I say, man, is it really
You pondered that on the drive home?
that? And then coming to school today,
Hockey is very physical. So, shout out to the Georgia Southern player, hoping for a speedy recovery again. But game 2, we won game 1 by 5 goals, 8-3. But that game 2, I think, was one of the best hockey games I have seen from Austin Peay all season long. It was back and forth the entire game. We'll score 2 goals. They'll come right back, score 2 more. We'll take a 2-point lead. And then, crazy enough, we had a 2-goal lead with about 6 minutes to go in the third and final period. And they scored both of those goals, and they shut us out in the remaining 6-7 minutes of the period. But that third quarter, that overtime period, it was a very controversial goal. Very controversial goal. I know you remember, it seemed like it was halfway in, halfway out. The ref called it in. They said it was good. What's your thoughts on that? Because we was there. You was watching, controlling the stream. So what you think? Give the people what they want to hear. Don't give us a PR answer. Give us what they want to hear.
I'm trying to recap that goal. You said it went in and it wasn't?
Yeah. The last goal, I think it was in OT.
An overtime?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have to go back and watch that again because.
He giving PR answer, man. He giving a PR answer. But the reason why we lost that game because we don't know how to control our tempers, basically. Every goal that they scored in that third period and overtime was due to a power play. If you don't know what a power play is in hockey, it is an advantage for the other team. A 5-on-4 or 5-on-3, whatever it may be, depending on the penalty. But I mean, we just got to lock in. I think that's just what it is. I mean, they come ready to play.
Well, the last few games that we've broadcast and worked, I just felt like the first period they'll come out swinging.
Yeah.
Second, third, they run out of gas, and that's when they get tempers and they get mad, and that's how they get in the penalty box. But I believe it's more so they need to learn how to finish more.
Yeah. Okay. So before we move on to baseball and softball quickly, everybody just throw out a quick letter grade for how you think the first inaugural season for Govs hockey went and how you think our broadcast went. So, Ash, we'll start with you. What you think?
I'm just gonna say a B+.
Okay.
Because I felt like really did a great job of being available to broadcast the games, and you could see like the hockey players, the coaches, and everyone within that organization or that program. You know, they were really like grateful for us and just the time that we were able to give to that program to showcase what they were doing. But then also a B+ just because there's always room for improvement on both ends. So we're just gonna look to make even better improvements come next season, and yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. The broadcast, B+. I mean, there's always room for improvement. I need to improve more.
Me too.
Yeah.
But as far as the hockey team, I got to go with the C. I got to go with the C. I know it's their first
That's
season.
what we talking about, Jeremy. Get tough on them, brother.
It's their first season, but I mean, I've worked in hockey in the past. I've seen some. I lived in Minnesota. I mean, I've watched Mankato State and Minnesota Duluth and Minnesota Gophers, and I mean, having hockey here in Austin Peay is good, but we got to set the bar high. We got to compete with those guys, in the future.
I'm with you.
So yeah,
I give the hockey team. I give them like a C+, B-. Definitely some games they should have won that they lost, excluding South Carolina, where we got the Dogs beat off of us. But I think we did pretty good as far as broadcast. I give us a B. Give us a B. I think I can be a whole lot better, but y'all know I'm a harsh critic on myself anyway, so I give myself really like a C+. But I think everybody else, I think a solid B. I think that's cool. I'm not mad at a B+.
And also like this is our first season doing hockey. We got some of the kids that knows hockey, and we still trying to learn the ins and outs of hockey. So yeah, I think we'll be better. We'll improve and get better.
Yeah, but you know who is getting better? I think I'm pretty good at these transitions, y'all. I had to give myself credit before I did a transition. But who is getting better? The men's baseball team. Started off a little bit slow, but with this past series against Lipscomb to kick off the spring break and the spring break weekend series, they won 2-1 in their weekend series, and then we should have a highlight going and where you see some tremendous pitching from Cody Arrington. I mean, he's putting the ball in tremendous places, in those inside pitches, hitting it on the corner where it's kind of hard for the ump to call some strikes or some balls, so he's doing a really good job there. And then, defense. Defense is important in baseball. Being able to retract the ball, see where it goes. You see our third baseman slinging over to the first base. And then, most importantly, guys, if you win a baseball game, you got to put up points. Mm-hmm. You have to put up points. And we know how to put them up. We know how to put. I mean, we have home runs from John Bay, Gus Freeman, Cameron. I'm drawing a blank on Cameron Nickens. So we're doing a good job of being able to hit the ball and just get it out of the park. That's really the biggest thing, getting the ball out of the park.
So let me say it. One thing about Austin Peay baseball that I know, they're going to bring their bats. Mm-hmm. They would, going back to last year, when I worked the A&M game versus Austin Peay, 35 points, they was knocking balls left to right. You had reserves coming in knocking balls down. I'm like, yeah, they got some bats.
Yeah, we always bring that back.
Defense, yes, the defense. One thing I'm worried about with suspect is the pitching.
It's always. But we did good against
yeah.
Against your other school.
Well, no, Lipson ain't that good in baseball, but as far as the A-Sun, I think Austin Peay can take the A-Sun.
What you thinking, Ash? You think we got the A-Sun?
No, I agree as well. Who is it? John Bay?
Yeah.
What's his number? Number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, he's always a standout player. So,
I mean, speaking of John Bay, we had 3 players with 2+ home runs. John Bay is one of them.
Yeah.
You have Ray Velasquez and you have Brody Seiko. And 2+ home runs in a weekend series, that's just unreal. And if you know, spring baseball starting to come around, Shohei Ohtani, first bat of the season, smacked it out of the park in Tokyo. So, I mean, baseball is live and well. But with that, they had Austin Peay. They had some midweek contests against a former OVC rival in Tennessee Tech. We won that, of course. We're going to dominate OVC, ASUN, whatever it want to be. We're going to be number 1. I'm saying that now. We won 13-8, and guess who else had home runs? John Bay.
John Bay.
He had 2 home runs. Proctor, Freeman, Seiko, and Johnson had 1. Then you had Cole Johnson with 4 RBIs, and John Bay. I mean, on top of the home runs, he had 3 RBIs. So I mean,
I'm gonna ask this: how many home runs does Bay have this season already?
I think 7 was the last time, unless he hit one. You know, they have a game. They had a game the other day as well. So against Southern Indiana.
Okay.
They had to move it up due to the weather delay. But John Bay could easily, let me see, he has 7 now. He can easily get about 20, 25.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, 25, I think John Bay, that'll be perfect for
Might
John
have
Bay.
one game, he just go off.
yeah.
I mean, that's benefiting us. I mean, John Bay
One
for
of the
ASUN.
non-conference games that he can probably.
That's what I'm saying. We won that game against Southern Indiana in short innings, 8 innings, 15-5. That's what I'm saying. We really putting belt to behind. We really putting belt to behind. Yeah.
BTB.
Yeah,
No,
BTB.
you put BTA.
Yeah, nah, bro. We really working in baseball. I think we're doing a phenomenal job of just on everything on the ball. Like you said, pitching was a big struggle in the beginning of the season and in recent seasons, but now it seems that the pitching is catching up. And like you said, the bat's always booming. So if you want to donate, Govs gives, buy bat. Because you see they booming. They booming on the markets and they booming on the diamond. So please, go get a bat because we need the support. We need the support. I think I might go get a bat. I think that'll go good with my setup in my house.
I was going to say a little studio section, studio vibe.
I think a
Come
bat
to
would
the
be
Sounds
good.
game, we get you a little small.
See, you always promoting other people, man. We got, hey, watch Jeremy, y'all.
Nah.
Watch Jeremy. He always promoting the other side. We got to watch him. Govs are currently 15-7 now with that win the other night. They are on pace to, if not match, definitely surpass the 35-21 overall record last season, which was a historic season for the men's baseball team. Is it possible? I know we've talked about the mention. Ashley, I'm going to go with you first. Is it possible for them to surpass a historic season like last year if their pitching just somehow doesn't sustain the way that it's been going lately?
I mean, it's always possible, but you said, could they do it if their pitching is not up to par?
Yeah. Because it wasn't that good last year, and they went 35-21.
Well, then that should probably tell you what you need to know. Yeah, I definitely think it's doable. I mean, if you're lacking in one area and you still want to hit certain marks, then you just kind of have to pick up the slack where it needs to be done. So, yeah, it's always possible.
J-Dog, what
No,
you got?
it can happen because, like I said, like the pitching, like I said, was suspect, but their defense makes up for their pitching.
Yeah.
They good in the field, fielder's choice, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and they, like I said, they're gonna hit the ball.
They gonna hit the ball.
They knocking balls out. They some sluggers on that team. So yeah,
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay, but you want to know who also is slugging? I'm cooking today. Team 40, softball, is still on a roll. I mean, they cannot be beat. Now 22 games in a row, ranked number 7 in the mid-major polls. And what's also great, they are now finally receiving votes in the National Fast Pitch Association, the top 25 coaches poll. Give it up for the softball team. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. I mean, they have played this is a team like none other, in my opinion. I think more so it's the camaraderie. I think their camaraderie is just well balanced. And when you love your teammates, sometimes you don't love your teammates. I'm going to just be honest. I've had some teammates that I was not fond of, and it definitely could have went in a different direction. But this team seems to enjoy playing with each other.
Yeah, that's always like a really, really good benefit. And I think there's some other athletic programs around campus that could also benefit from just working on the camaraderie and, you know what I'm saying, making sure everyone on the floor, everyone on the floor or field,
Yeah.
you know, kind of just has each other's backs and, you know, are really there to support each other, whether they're playing good or whether they're, you know, having an off day, either way. So the camaraderie is something that's always going to benefit the season in a positive way.
Yeah, like I got to get to a game, but I'll be watching them on Instagram. I'm watching. I like watching the graphics and the Instagram and.
No, their creative content is really good.
Yeah. So I'm watching. I got to get to a softball game.
Yeah, if you haven't been, softball is, I think it's the best sport on the campus right now, in my opinion. I don't know if that is that biased. No, because I'm really
no.
I'm not a softball type of guy. Normally, I've never played.
I got to see what the fall looks like.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see the rest of their season. Right now, they play Lipscomb this weekend. They have a weekend Friday, Saturday, and a doubleheader Saturday, and then a game on. No, that's it. I'm sorry, just a doubleheader Saturday and then Friday. So today, 4:00 p.m. Go to the Kathy Maynard Park. Watch some softball. Good 7 innings. It's beautiful weather. You have nothing else to do. Throw some on the barbecue grill. Go watch softball. And then they play Saturday. 1:00 is the first game. 3:30 is the second one. And I'm definitely going to go to one of those games. I said I have something to do early Saturday, but I'm going to try and squeeze out the doubleheader on the 3:30 game. I'm definitely got to catch a game. I went to one early in the season, but it rained towards the later half of the game. So, you know, I had to hit the high road and get on back to some dry area. But quickly, before we end out, I just want to give out some accolades. I want to give out a good game to everyone. Reese Britt and the golf team, they had a invitational at, let me make sure I got this right, at GCU, Grand Canyon. So they had an invitation out there. Reese Britt, he placed the highest for the Governors. He did a phenomenal job. And then the women's tennis team, they're starting to get back in the swing of things. They were at UNF Collegiate. They had the best round of their tournament. They went up 4 spots to claim a top 10 finish.
Wow.
So give it up for the women's tennis team. The men's tennis not doing so hot, but we still want to give a shout out to them. 4-6 right now. They have 3 home games left, March 26th, 28th, and the 30th. Put that on your calendars. And women's tennis as well. So the 28th and the 30th of March as well. So go see those teams. Watch them as they get everything situated. And I think that's all that we have for today. It's been a fantastic day out on Forterra Stadium, out on the field of the Governors. I mean, take a look at the view. Look at the view. Steve, can you get the view for the people? I hope y'all seen the view. But it's been a great episode. Thank you, everybody. Professor Ellison, Steve, Isaiah, on the director, Jeremy Daves, Ashley Roberts. I'm Dylan Walton. This has been Crunch Time at Forterra Stadium. Thank you.